Good evening and welcome to the April 7, 2025 meeting of the Metuchen Borough Council. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Law 1975, Chapter 231. Said notice was published in the Home News Tribune on December 18, 2024, posted in Borough Hall and on file in the clerk's office. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Please join us for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Ms. Zupan.
Councilmember Branch?
Here.
Councilmember Jamboy?
Here.
Councilmember Hyman?
Here.
Councilmember Jethmani?
Here.
Councilmember Kandel?
Here.
Mayor Bush?
Here. Do I have a motion to open the agenda session?
I make a motion to open the agenda session.
Is there a motion? Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, agenda session's open. Is there anything for the agenda session?
Yes, I have one item, Mayor. We're going to be adding on Resolution 2025-135, and it will be coming after the bill list resolution.
All right, and that's for executive session?
Correct.
Is there anything else? Any other council members? Anyone? No? Is there a motion to close the agenda session?
I make a motion to close the agenda session.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. At this time, we're going to move on to public comment. Anyone from the audience, from the community, wishing to address the council? Name and address for the record, please.
Mark Flaherty, 44 New York Avenue. So everyone knows about the protests that happened this past Saturday, which was in large part focused on criticizing Elon Musk. So I found it timely that a friend of mine told me that of an incident of a Tesla being vandalized with a swastika on it, no less, parked near Woodmont. And so it's obviously ironic that a car that used to be a symbol of social responsibility is now the political target of attack by extremists nationally and now here in Metuchen. So I've submitted an open public records request to see if there are other such cases that the police department has, and I'll share that with everyone once I find out. But beyond this case, I wanted to attest to being harassed for political reasons myself. Last year, one of my lawn signs was stolen, a political lawn sign, and a couple of years earlier, my American flag was vandalized. So I reported both of those to the Metuchen police. Now I've installed a video camera system, security system, and anticipation of more threats. I've been the victim of harassment on a Facebook group called We Love Metuchen, just for asking questions about the tax implications of the Galton development. I reported all the incidents to the two moderators, and some of the comments were left unremoved. So I reported them directly to Facebook, who did agree they were abusive and had them removed. So speaking again about lawn signs, last year was the first time I put up lawn signs. It was because before I feared my house would be vandalized. Another friend of mine told me recently that he put up lawn signs last year, and he said his were vandalized repeatedly. So I've talked to so many people this year about putting up lawn signs who have told me they are afraid to, especially if they have children in schools, because they're afraid they'll be bullied by their classmates. So there's a real climate of political violence and intimidation against conservatives, libertarians, others in this town, and I wanted to ask have the mayor and the council members heard of any of these cases that I've talked about, and do they condemn this kind of political violence and harassment in Metuchen?
Are those all your comments?
Yeah.
Okay, I find them to be pretty outrageous, especially with respect to the culture of political violence that you're describing in this town is just untrue. And to suggest somehow that there's a culture of political violence, I don't think, Mr. Flaherty, that you truly understand what political violence is, but in this town, we don't have political violence. Now, if you're describing acts of vandalism here and there, if you're feeling like you're being treated one way versus another as a result of your political affiliation, which you didn't even describe once in your discussion just now.
Should it matter?
Well, your time is done. I asked you if you were done, you told me you were, so it's my time to talk now. But to suggest here that this is a town that engaged in political violence, I think is a pretty outrageous statement. Any other comments from the public? No? Okay. Seeing none, we're going to move on with proclamations. First one, Dorothy, do you want to, or should I say, Councilmember John Boyd, do you want to speak to the Arbor Day proclamation?
Yes. Every day we celebrate Arbor Day by planting a tree in a place that's picked by the Shade Tree Commission in various places. Sometimes it's at the school, sometimes it's at a church, it's been at the library, and maybe some of the other parks where we can gather different groups, whether it's young people, students from the high school or scouting troops. And we try to talk about the importance of planting trees. And we'll be doing that on April 25th. And I'll say more later in my report. But
Okay,
and thank you, Mayor, for the proclamation.
absolutely. Am I giving the proclamation to, I have a proclamation actually here.
Yeah. So if you want, if you'd like to read it.
I will, yeah.
And then I'll take it because we will reread it and do a whole thing on Arbor Day.
Well, we have, and the people who will be receiving this Arbor Day proclamation are not here, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to give this to you to read. We
Right.
have two other proclamations with people here. I want to make sure that they have an
Correct.
opportunity. So I'm going to give this to you.
Yep.
And then you're certainly free to read it on behalf of
And
the.
of course, you know, you and all the council members are invited to come to hear the reading on April 25th.
Great, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
welcome.
With respect to Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation, which is, we have members of the Metuchen, Edison, again, and I appreciate you coming back here tonight. Women's Club are here to accept. I'm going to read this. Whereas children are vital to our state's future success, prosperity, and quality of life, as well as being our most vulnerable assets, and whereas all children deserve to have safe, stable, nurturing homes and communities, they need to foster their healthy growth and development. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a community responsibility affecting both the current and future quality of life of a community, and whereas communities that provide parents with the social support, knowledge of parenting, and child development and concrete resources they need to cope with stress and nurture their children, ensure all children grow to their full potential, and whereas effective child abuse prevention strategies succeed because of partnerships created among citizens, human service agencies, schools, faith agencies, and the business community. Now therefore, I, Jonathan M. Bush, the mayor of Metuchen, hereby proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention Month and call upon all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, elected leaders, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities in which we live. So if we could just have the members of the Metuchen Edison Women's Club join me in the front. Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
So you know, we're part of the New Jersey State Federation of Women's Clubs.
Here, why don't you
Oh,
say-
let me go.
Yeah, you say right here.
We're part of the New Jersey State Federation of Women's Clubs, and we're on a 2-year campaign to with the National New Jersey Center for Children Alliance, and this is our mission. We've been raising funds, so we appreciate that you'll be a part of that proclamation.
And this is our,
Thank you.
we wear these to
And our, yeah,
Come on over here.
it's to light the way.
Look right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good.
And that will be framed. Thank you.
We appreciate all the work you all do. Thank you very much. We have other volunteers here with us as well. This is National Library Week, and what a showing from the library crew. Between the library board and with friends of the library here as well. Great, nice to see you all. This is a longer one, so hopefully I won't, trip over my words here, but I'm going to read this one as well, okay? Whereas National Library Week will be celebrated from April 6th to April 12th, 2025, with the theme of Drawn to the Library, recognizing the essential contributions of libraries, librarians, and library staff in enriching lives and fostering strong and connected communities. And whereas Metuchen Public Library acts as a cultural hub for cultural, civic, educational, recreational, and lifelong learning, a haven for the community and a space for collaborative literary community partnerships boasting 5,237 active cardholders and counting, representing 35% of our population of 15,049. And whereas Metuchen Public Library provides programming, services, and resources connecting our community through author talks, concerts, content creation, books, clubs, story times, and summer reading, in addition to technology support, internet and Wi-Fi access, mobile hotspots, and development of literacy skills. And whereas in 2024, our Metuchen Public Library offered 1,095 programs, in person, virtual, and hybrid, for children, young adults, and adults with an attendance rate of over 13,000, while there were more than 80,000 visitors to the library in total. And whereas the dedicated library staff, whose goal is to provide an excellent customer experience, support the community through access to resources and engagement in experiences, and is supported by the Board of Trustees and by the Friends of the Metuchen Library volunteers. And whereas the Library Board of Trustees is responsible for the governance, strategic planning, and advocacy of the library, ensuring it serves the community effectively, while the Friends of the Metuchen Library generate additional financial support for programming through an active calendar of fundraising events, including the annual book sale, townwide garage sale, 10 by 10 by 100 annual gala art sale, Get Lit, and Friends membership drive, which support the 2024 annual gift and family fund to the library in the amount of $23,585. Very nice. And whereas the estimated economic value of the library annually to the community is in excess of $4.4 million, which means for each dollar invested, the return of investment to the borough is over $4, while the taxpayer cost is 19 cents a day. And whereas the mission of the Metuchen Public Library and the Board of Trustees and the Friends of the Metuchen Public Library is to inform, enrich, and empower the public, support intellectual freedom, encourage lifelong learning, and strengthen community engagement in a welcoming environment. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan M. Bush, Mayor of Metuchen, hereby proclaim I encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the invaluable contributions of our library staff and volunteers in transforming lives, supporting residents of all ages, and enriching the Metuchen community. I invite you to visit the Metuchen Public Library and discover all this remarkable community space has to offer. Wow, great stuff. And I'll say this about the library. I can say a lot about the library, but one thing I'll say is that it's there when you need it, and some of us don't realize that we need it until we do need it. And when you show up, they are incredibly supportive and helpful with our new executive director and your team. I'll tell you, since this group has been engaged, and the library crew is always, very dedicated, but this is among the most focused and dedicated I've seen this group since I've been mayor for these last 7.5 or so years. And so I, on behalf of the borough, just want to say how much I appreciate all the work you're doing and the focus and the time that you put into this, because the better a community's library, the better a reflection it is for our entire community. So we appreciate it. And I don't know, Vanita, if you want to say anything as the liaison?
Thank you, Mayor, for those words and the proclamation. I'm really proud to be the liaison to the library. I'm having so much fun. There's so much exciting work, still to come. And thank you for all you do for our community.
Would you like to join me down there for the proclamation presentation?
Sure.
Great. Oh, you want to speak? Why don't you speak first, and then we'll join you. Yeah, no problem.
So on behalf of the Metuchen Public Library, we offer our heartfelt thanks to the Borough of Metuchen and Mayor Bush for this proclamation, honoring the library's enduring impact as a community hub and cultural cornerstone. As we embark on shaping our new strategic plan, this recognition underscores our commitment to providing a welcoming haven and essential resources for all who walk through our doors. We extend a special appreciation to the Friends of the Metuchen Library, whose advocacy was instrumental in the creation of the proclamation and whose extraordinary $25,000 gift for 2025 will directly enhance our programs, outreach, and services this year. And finally, we acknowledge the Metuchen Library Board of Trustees for their thoughtful leadership and unwavering support in steering the library forward. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Linda George, serving as the current president of the Friends. And on behalf of the Friends, I want to thank you, Mayor Bush, and the Borough Council, and the citizens of Metuchen for the support you've shown our public library. To our wonderful library director, Rebecca, the library trustees, we thank you for an excellent partnership that just really brings out the best in our town. This collective dedication to fostering a space for knowledge and learning has truly made a difference in our community. It's wonderful to live in a town with open-mindedness and the pursuit of understanding not only encouraged but celebrated. The library continues to serve as a beacon of enlightenment, providing everyone the opportunity to explore new ideas, expand their horizons, and cultivate the love of learning. Through our collective efforts, the library continues to be a sanctuary mostly for readers, researchers, and curious minds. It stands as a testament to the power of community support and the shared belief in the importance of knowledge, literature, and culture. As part of that commitment, please check out our website, www.fotml.org, for a list of activities that you can get involved in. We do a lot of fundraising to support the mission of the library, and it's really important that you support your community and the fellow citizens in these types of activity. It really brings a better town experience. Thank you for believing in the power of the libraries. Your continued support ensures that it remains a vibrant, accessible, educational, and discovery center, and we're proud to be part of a community that holds such good values and works to uphold them. Thank you.
Jeans can take.
You're a sheriff like that, huh? Yeah, okay. Good, Tony. It's another meeting.
All right. Let's do it on the proclamation. Yes. Proclamation tonight.
Okay. With that, we're going to move on to Borough Council meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve Borough Council meeting minutes of March 3rd, 2025.
Thanks. Is there a second?
Second.
Is all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Communications consent agenda.
Okay, I make a motion to approve communications consent agenda items A through D.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right.
Okay. I'd like to ask Clerk Zupan to read ordinance 2025-06 by title only.
Ordinance 2025-06, ordinance to set the minimum and maximum ranges for certain borough employees, amending ordinance 2024-24.
All right. We're going to open the public hearing right now on the minimum and maximum wage range, ordinance 2025-06. Anybody looking to address the council on that? If seeing none, we're going to then close the public hearing of 2025-06.
Okay, I make a motion to pass ordinance 2025-06 on second reading and publish according to law.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please, Ms. Zupan.
Councilmember Branch?
Yes.
Councilmember Jamboy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman?
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay.
All right. I would like to ask Clerk Zupan to read ordinance 2025-07 by title only.
Ordinance 2025-07, ordinance creating the Metuchen History Advisory Committee.
I move that ordinance 2025-07 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and a public hearing set down for Monday, April 28th, 2025.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Branch?
Yes.
Councilmember Jamboy?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman?
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani?
Yes.
Councilmember Kendall?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, I'd like to ask Clerk Zupan to read ordinance 2025-08 by title only.
Ordinance 2025-08, ordinance authorizing a special emergency appropriation under the authority of NJSA 40A 4-53 for the revision and recodification of ordinances of the Borough of Metuchen.
I move that ordinance 2025-08 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and a public hearing set down for Monday, April 28th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Branch.
Yes.
Councilmember Jamboy.
Yes.
Councilmember Hyman.
Yes.
Councilmember Jethwani.
Yes.
Councilmember Candell.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Fast reading.
Yes.
Clerk Zupan, that's a super fast. That was
No
like,
doubt.
that was like the pharmaceutical company directions at the end of the advertisement there.
But
All
in a
right.
nice way.
I know, in a nice way, exactly. We're not trying to be cynical of you here, Ms. Zupan. Council President, or I should say, in view of your acting council president role, would you like to, Council
Oh,
President
wow, I
John
get to
Boy
go
for the night? Would
first.
you like to go first?
All right, yeah, I'll go first. Let me just click it up here. Where is it? Council report. Is this April yet? It will be brief.
In fairness, I called on you, you expected to go in your usual
I know,
order here.
it's all right.
I skipped.
I can,
skipped.
I can move around.
We're good.
So the-
We'll go in there. I knew that. Go ahead, Council.
So Arbor Day will be celebrated at the First Presbyterian Church at 4:30 in the afternoon, and we'll have flyers out soon, giving information and letting the public know about it. And we'll be planting a tree, and we were invited by the First Presbyterian Church to grace their property with a tree. And the Environmental Commission is meeting on April 16th. And the seniors, of course, I'm calling bingo again tomorrow, laryngitis notwithstanding. And I'm inviting everyone in Metuchen, age 60 and over, please come and join. They have a lot of great activities, and it's a lot of fun. And also, another reminder, I always like to speak about the food bank at the First Presbyterian Church. I encourage people to please, try to donate what you can. If you have more than others, just give a little more so that others can have something, and that's my report.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Candell?
Yep, I just want to encourage people to register for a couple of things, including the early registration membership for the pool, which is now open, and will close May 26th, which is Memorial Day. I think last week I incorrectly said May 22nd. So you have 5 or 6 weeks left to utilize the early registration, which is allows you to avail of reduced membership fees. And then secondly, it takes a borough's signature fundraising event, which is the Fuse 5K, is going to be happening again this year on Father's Day, which is June 15th, starting at 8:30 a.m. And it's going to be run downtown this year as opposed to starting and ending at the high school. So if you're going to be around and you're interested in walking or running or rolling through the race, please register for that event. And that's all I have.
Excellent. Councilmember Jethwani?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a report from the Historical Preservation Committee. The committee, with assistance from a high school volunteer, is in the process of creating a brochure for a historical walking tour of Woodwall Park. More details to come soon on that. And the next meeting of the committee is Thursday, April 24th at 7:30 p.m. at Borough Hall. And as regarding the library, as the mayor mentioned, we're recognizing National Library Week. Additionally, April is also Fine and Fee Forgiveness Month, so most overdue fines and replacement cart fees are waived if you have any of those overdue books at home. Also, the library will be showcasing 2 Studio Ghibli films this month. Pompoko, a film about nature and resilience, on April 13th at 2 p.m., and The Wind Rises, a historical drama, on April 14th at 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. On Thursday, April 17th at 6:45 p.m., kids age 6 to 9 are invited to the Smarty Pants Book Club to discuss the book Cornbread and Poppy at the Carnival. So for the first 7 Metuchen residents to register for this, they'll receive a free book. On April 23rd, from 7 to 8:30, adults can join the Plant Forward Cooking class led by Vanessa Young of Thirsty Radish to explore plant-centered recipes and sustainable meal strategies. And just 2 notes, the library will be closed on Sunday, April 20th for Easter Sunday, and will reopen on Monday morning at 10. And the Library Board of Trustees will be meeting tomorrow, April 8th, in the library's community room. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Hyman?
Yes, thank you. The CARES Committee is looking for a student liaison, hopefully either a sophomore or a junior who would like to participate in the CARES meetings, be the voice of the high school, represent us, give us some ideas of, keeping the climate at the high school and interact would be greatly appreciated. So if you or anyone you know would like to be a member of the CARES Committee or a junior or sophomore at the high school, please contact me at lhyman@metuchen.com. Their next meeting will be on May 8th at 7:15. The Parade Committee, of course, is still working on the parade. I'll remind you that it's going to be on Memorial Day, May 26th, starting at 10 a.m., leaving out of Wernick Place. Please register. Remember, our theme is Hometown Heroes, so get involved or make sure it's on your calendars to come out and support us. Our next meeting will be May 20th at 7:15, and the Board of Health next meeting will be Wednesday, May 14th at 7:30. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Branch?
Yes, one announcement. So this Saturday, Recreation Commission, reminder, there will be the annual Metuchen Egg Hunt at the Metuchen High School field. That will start at 9 a.m. sharp. For a rain date, it will be on April 13th. I just checked the weather. Fingers crossed.
And that's it?
That is it.
Excellent. Okay. And I'm going to skip my report today, too. I know you're all so excited about it. Yeah, right. New business consent agenda.
Okay. I make a motion to approve new business consent agenda, resolutions 2025-118 to 2025-133.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Okay. I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-134, authorizing the payment of the bill list in the amount of $4,429,344.03.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-135.
To go into executive session
To go into it, to an executive session which excludes the public.
for the purposes of discussing contract negotiations, correct?
Okay, yes, for the purpose of, yes. I didn't know how to read
You don't have to read the whole
thing.
thing. I just want to make sure the public knows we're going in to discuss contract negotiations.
Right,
It's just one of
matter,
the
yes.
exceptions under the Open
Yep,
Public
it says
Meetings Act.
matters involving contract negotiations.
Okay, so there's been a motion. Is there a second?
There is, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so we are going to go into executive session probably for my guess is about 10 minutes. We are not going to be conducting any business upon our return, but you're certainly welcome to stay for when we come out, but we're really just going to be adjourning the meeting. Certainly welcome to do that, but for this section of the meeting, we're required by law to go into executive session to discuss negotiations. So with that, we hope, and Brandon, if you're watching here, you don't have to keep the cameras on for your purposes, but you may if you want to go home, but we're only about 10 minutes for this one, okay? And if for some reason that changes, we will certainly come out and tell you all right? Thank you.